Hey guys, I'm Phoenix here, and welcome to something a little bit different. Now, in the background, Civ 5, and nothing really. I'm not going to be playing it because I'm going to be pulling up all sorts of things for this, because Digital Homicide are suing people again. Now, if you don't know who Digital Homicide are, they essentially create awful games. These are asset packs, pretty much, that are just shoved together in some kind of weird semblance of a game. And, things like Wyatt Derp. Okay, so Wyatt Derp and Wyatt Derp 2 both went up onto Greenlight at the same time, which basically really does show that these games are bodged together and thrown out there. They're not they're not priced very much at the moment. All of their games are 79p. But the mindset is, it's only 79p, but that all stacks up. And especially when you're pumping out game after game after game without really thinking too much about it, that's going to add up. So, anyway, they are suing. I need to go back to here. Yeah, so they are suing 100 users. Now, these are just Steam users for personal injury. Now, I am a member of the Digital Homicides Steam group, which actually is a very good group if you just want to... it's almost like consumer beware type of group that does... They watch out for... They're a watchdog, almost like a watchdog group, really. They're specifically looking for those really dodgy games that get put up onto Greenlight and get put onto Steam. And one of their main focuses is, of course, Digital Homicide games. Now, the great thing about this is that they will... that a company like Digital Homicide, they will change their name, their company name, for different games. And so there are various games where... So anyway, this group will sort of bulk it all up and say, look, these games are all Digital Homicide games. Watch out for them. So, yeah, so this just popped up on my announcements that Digital Homicide is suing 100 Steam users for personal damages. And this was made by a guy called Sid Alpha. Now, he did also provide the court documents, which I will be linking in the description. But what I really want to do is pull up the announcement for it. And what do I want to do? Oh, yeah, just sort of read this a bit. So far they have named 12, I don't know, is it 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's 11. They've named 11 users. These are only pseudonyms. These are not real names, because real names are held on Steam's database. So they have listed 11 names here that they wish to obtain information from Steam in order for them to then issue court orders to those individual people. Now, they are suing for personal injury, and they believe that it's worth $18 million. I assume that's meant to be. With 2 claims at most per person. So what they are basically doing is they are saying that words are attacks. So this is like a defamation lawsuit. It's very, very weak. Essentially, it's not really anything to really panic about. And so anyway, this person who's written this post, so he says, if you are one of the members they filed against and live in the US, there are a few things to do. Don't panic or worry. In order to get your information, they will have to go through Steam Legal, which is a pretty big team. Not only that, but the evidence is on the Steam website, so Valve can prevent them from ever uploading another game by blocking them due to harassing Steam users. It's a good idea of who you will contact in event of it, however. So that's just basically, don't worry about it, but if they do manage to get through the Steam legal team and you end up with court documents on your door, you might end up having to speak to a lawyer. And then second, the biggest reason DH is doing this most likely is not to actually sue, but to censor your opponents. Could be a gamble to throw fuel in the fire. But if you have evidence you can use to back up your claims, go for it. It could work in your favour in the event of a lawsuit. And then he just talks about, finally, in the event that they miraculously go through, consider the outrageous they are trying to push. This was VG 247 post. So yeah, he's after $18 million for personal injury. Now this isn't like these 100 Steam users have gone over to this guy's house and beaten the crap out of him. It's nothing like that. It's literally just words on a page. It's like that woman on Twitter that tried to argue that Twitter gave her post-traumatic stress. It's that sort of level of crazy. Now, I actually believe that there is a third option here, and I think this is probably the most likely one. It's not about censorship. It's not about suing. It's simply about getting back into the news and getting copies sold. Because, of course, if Digital Homicide were able to annoy Steam enough, or Valve enough, sorry, annoy Valve enough that they pulled their games off Steam, then people wouldn't be able to get the games. Now, I said earlier about all these games being priced at 79p. Turns out that Digital Homicide currently have a sale going on. So it's 89% off their Super Bundle. So you will only pay $2.35 for presumably all their games. Yeah, looks like it. So it's £21 worth of products for $2.35. I think that this is just simply a ploy to get people to buy their games. Pretty much. And they'll wait a couple of weeks or two, wait a week or two, and then just say, oh, actually, we're not going to do this after all. Because they probably will have sold a fair amount of copies, because people might panic and think, oh, we've got to buy all these games before they get dropped off Steam. I think that's what they want you to think. All in all, this is just Digital Homicide going completely nuts again. Can we do anything? Not really. Ignore them. Don't buy their games. Not even for a joke. Not even using Steam funds of your wallet from selling trading cards, because the most important thing that you've got to think about is not where your money is coming from, but where your money is going to. The best way to stop this rubbish from going up onto Steam is to starve them. Don't buy their games. We know that they're not going to be good. We know that they're asset strips. Ignore them. Let them die. Because ultimately, we need more good games on Steam, and we don't want this taint on here. So, with that, I will say thank you very much for watching this little video on Digital Homicide. Don't buy their games. Just don't. Ignore them. Let them burn. I've got no sympathy for developers like that. All they are out there for is for your money. And they pump out games for a tiny amount they don't have to pay much to make them, and so they can make them as cheap as possible so people will buy them, and just don't. Let them die, and that's the best thing for them. But if you are if you are concerned that you might be on their hit list, don't panic, because I doubt this is going to go anywhere. It it would be a very dangerous precedent to set if a court actually let this through. If they actually forced Steam to reveal these names, it could open the floodgates for other companies to censor people and sue people for just saying words on a screen. I mean, if you can attack individual people as well, what's that going to do to reviewers? You want reviewers to be separate from the courts, because it's all, all linked into freedom of speech and freedom of expression and all this sorts of things, and no court is going to let this go through. I hope. I mean, it is America, but even so, I doubt this is going to go anywhere. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter. With that, then, I will say thank you very much for watching. I just poked the microphone with my finger, so if there's a bit of a thud, sorry for that. And I'll see you next time.